Welcome to You Are Not Alone. I am spiritual medium Erica Gabriel. This show is intended to bring expansion, understanding, and growth on our spiritual paths and journeys. This is a safe place to explore all things spiritual and beyond. Please remember, I am not a licensed therapist or medical doctor. Seek immediate professional help if you need mental health or physical health support. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to You Are Not Alone. I am so happy to be with you this week. You know, you're either hearing this, a lot of people listen to the episode right when it comes out. So that may be you. And also a lot of people binge the whole podcast. I'm like, are you really hearing me in your ear for that long? I'm like, thank you. And I'm sorry. So maybe you're binging it. Maybe you're listening to this out of order, or maybe you're listening to it the minute it is released. But hello and welcome. And you're welcome here. You're welcome, as part of this community and the You Are Not Alone community. So that being said, I would like to issue a little trigger warning for this episode. This episode deals with the most sensitive topics, some of the most sensitive topics in the world, which are losing a child, adoption, losing a pregnancy early on. It's all about our relationship to our children and spirit and losing them and them choosing us. And there is a lot here. And if you are not right now either interested in hearing about these things, or you're not in a place to connect with these types of messages due to where you are in your healing journey, please skip to the next episode or listen to some other episodes. But this is what I'm talking about today. This is what Spirit implored me to talk about today. So I just wanted to issue that before you listen on. That being said, this is by far the hardest episode I've ever had to record to date. By far. There is nothing comparable to losing a child in the earth experience. There is just, this is a very, very, very challenging episode for me to record. So I have kind of given this episode over to Spirit. Once again, as you guys know, I do for many episodes, I just completely give it to Spirit, but especially this episode. That being said, also, I know you just heard the disclaimer, but just reminding you, I am not a therapist. I have no training in counseling. I don't always say things well or correctly, right? So when I connect with Spirit is working with me through my own mind and my personality. So I don't say things right. I can say things totally off. I say dumb shit all the time that I don't mean to say. You know, I am a medium. So I'm mediating these images and these messages and these thoughts and these ideas from Spirit. So I will definitely not say everything right in this episode. And by no means is that my intention. This episode is intended to serve you, to assist you, to support you, and to reveal to you some ideas that may bring some feelings or some gifts to you as you're on your healing journey. And if I say something that doesn't resonate, please disregard it. And if I say something that hurts you, that is the least of what I'm trying to do. So you have my deepest apologies in advance for that. And you also, if you are someone that has lost a child, or, haven't been able to have children or everything relating, I am so sorry. And it is my deepest heart. My condolences. I am with you. I am with you. And that being said, every single week of my entire career as a medium, or I should say my entire work as a medium, I talk to women and men who have lost children. Every single week. And more all the time. So first and foremost, I don't know how to express to you how much you are not alone. And I know you feel alone. because no one can fully understand what you've been through and the excruciating pain that you feel in your spirit from losing a child. No one can fully understand that. That being said, there are people that have gone through similar experiences. I talk to them every single week. Every single week. And you are not alone. And it just makes me cry because I just want you to know that. And I'm so, so sorry. And I just want to say that first and foremost, that I'm deeply, deeply sorry. It pains me. When I'm giving a reading, my intention is to never let Erica in there, in the sense that, when something happens, that I don't get sad or cry, because it's literally not about me. My focus must be on spirit. And also when I am channeling, someone's child in spirit, or channeling the love that their child has for them, or even feeling the love that the person has for their child, or even feeling the pain, it's my eyes they just pour tears even while I'm talking just normally. It's just, there is no way that I can hold that pain without a release. So I do cry. So just know that my heart is with you. I've sat with so many people who've lost children, and I know I've connected with their soul on the deepest level that someone else can connect with their soul, because I am going to them with spirit, and the pain is there is no words, and I'm so sorry. So I just want to say that. Let me also start out by saying this, and I want you to have this. I have never, ever gone to spirit and seen a lost child crying out in sadness. Ever. I sit with spirit day after day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. There is no place where there are lost, scared, crying children. And I want you, if you get nothing else from this podcast today, nothing else, there are no lost, scared, crying children in spirit. It just doesn't happen. If you've lost a child, they're not running around spirit crying and alone. They're home. They are with people that they know and love through many lifetimes. They're with their ancestors. They're with the family. They are with, their spirit guides, their angels. They're with ones that they've known for eons through many lifetimes. They're not scared and lost. I promise you. I promise. Please take that message deep in your spirit and deep in your heart. Whew. So I just want to give you that. Above all else, I want you to have that as you move forward in your life and whatever part of your journey that you're on. So I want to start with a couple different areas. First of all, I give readings where, and I want to talk to women who are feeling this, where they're questioning. They're like, should I have another baby? I've tried so many times and I don't know if I should have another child, or I got very sick last time and I don't know if I should have another child, or, I've given up hope that I can have children. Should I try and have another child? Right. So there's like so many questions. And, when I give readings, I can see if there's someone else like waiting in the wings. I can see, wow, there is a soul that really wants to come through and have you be their mom, and, your husband or boyfriend or wife or whoever it is, girlfriend, they want your partner to be, their parent as well. And then people will be upset because like, well, what if I don't bring them in? Then I failed this spirit and I failed their purpose. And like, this is terrible. And that is simply not the case. You guys, you have to understand that our timing here in spirit, here on earth, it is a completely different time than spirit. So when we cross over, we're there until our loved ones come and cross over too. So we can greet them. And it's like, oh my God, like my person died, 50 years ago. They're still there. They haven't incarnated. And it's like, no, they haven't. Because in spirit, it's like a blink of an eye. For us, it's, a lifetime. Okay. So think about that. And then think about the fact that, if you feel that there's a soul that wants to come through to you and they don't come through and that they're going to be, sad or mad, they're not at all. They just go, okay, it wasn't meant for us in this lifetime. We'll connect in this way another time, or we'll see each other when you cross over, or, it doesn't mean that you failed in some way. So I'm going to give you an example. So I have my son's name is Asa and his middle name is Night, Night. My daughter's name is Naomi and her middle name is Sky. And I always knew that I had a third child assigned to me and they would be named Willow, Moon. Okay. So their middle names together would be Night, Sky, Moon, like the night sky, moon. So I always visualized a beautiful night sky with stars and then just an luminescent moon. And her name is Willow. And I felt her so much and I would talk to her and she was happy to come through. And at that time in my life, mentally, physically, the state of my relationship, my financial life, there was no way for me to have a third child. It just would not have been healthy for my body, mind, or spirit and the health and wellness of my family. And, there was this idea like, okay, well, this kind of will be, this idea of this third child, we will have to decide by a certain time, just, timing and age and whatever. And when that time came, it was clear that just for the health of our family, we were not able to have another third child. It was not right. And I went to Willow and I feel so close to her. I just feel so close. She's amazing. I feel close to her as like a dear friend, and she's very highly evolved. So I don't feel her like a child. I feel her like an adult. And I know I'll be with her when I go to spirit, and I'll be with her again. I miss her. I know her. But I wasn't meant to have her in this life. And I make peace with that. I really do. She's not upset. I'm not upset, but I feel her and I miss her. It just wasn't meant to be in this lifetime. Not everything in this lifetime is set in stone, you guys. Not everything is written in stone. So much of this life is choose your own adventure. Did it mean that she wasn't there and she wasn't for me? Nope, she's there. I talked to her, but she is now kind of going on a different path and has her own journey in a different way. And that's okay. So just starting out the podcast, if you're someone that's curious about a child and you felt them and maybe you've seen a medium or you've seen me and I said, yeah, I did feel someone. I just don't want you to feel that is like, oh, and it has to be or else you're wrong and you've messed up. So whoever is feeling that, let's start with you. You don't have to do that. It's okay. I have a similar experience. Sweet Willow Moon. So in this life, it's the night sky. The night sky. And I look up and I see the dark sky and the beautiful, stars. And I just think night sky. And it's just beautiful. Okay. So I just wanted to put that out there for you guys who are choosing and deciding. It is important that your soul does the journey that it came here to do. And you have to manage and look at your health as well, mental, physical, spiritual. And you can't bypass your own health under some illusion that you have to have this and you're going to mess up if you don't bring through that child. Okay. So I hope that serves you, those who are in that moment. The next thing I want to touch on is adoption. Adoption. Are you adopted? Do you have an adopted child? So I get asked to work with many, many charities. As Erica and me and my husband, we donate to charities. But as spiritual medium, Erica, there's only so much I can do charity-wise as spiritual medium, Erica, because of the amount of people that want readings and donating readings or donating a reading or group setting or whatever. It's not fair to a lot of the people that are waiting for me to read for them and many other components. So working with charities as Erica Gabriel is something that I do. And as spiritual medium Erica Gabriel, I've really had to focus my charity work. And the one main charity that I work with and that I contribute to is helpusadopt.org. And it's a charity that gives grants and money to families that want to adopt that unfortunately can't afford adoption, because adoption in this country is thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. There are so many kids that need homes and so many people that want to adopt, but they can't afford it. And this charity helps to bring people that funding that they need to adopt children. Okay. It was brought to me by a dear friend, and it's been an incredible connection. And I'm so happy to do it because I know the truth behind adoption. And here it is. Are you ready? And I also want to say, if you are adopted or you're thinking of adopting, or you are unable to have children, and either you or your spouse or partner is like, I don't know if I could adopt. I just want you to think about this, and I want you to really, really look at this and really hear these messages, because they may serve you. When we are in spirit, we choose our parents. I'm going to say that again. When we are in spirit, we choose our parents. And I know half of you are going, why the fuck did I choose these parents? Why? It's like, nope, I wouldn't have chosen these parents. This has been a shit show, right? And some people are going, yep, I feel that totally, So the reason why we choose our parents is because we have a series of lessons that we're here to learn to evolve our soul and evolve our spirit so that we can move on and we can evolve and elevate, right? We can also contribute to the elevation of spirit, God, the oneness, humanity. There's so many things we're here to do, guys. And one of those things are through one of those ways, are through relationships. And our parents are these epic, huge, massive relationships in our lives. So we choose our parents. Our parents help us fulfill certain goals and learnings and understandings. Whether that's a beautiful relationship, a challenging relationship, an awful relationship, it's there for a reason. I know that's really fucked up to say, and it's very hard to hear, and it's very hard to manage and to process and digest, but there it is. So when we are in spirit, we choose our parents. And sometimes those parents cannot physically bring through a child. Sometimes. So then we go, okay, so my mom and dad, or mom and mom, or dad and dad, or girlfriend, boyfriend connection. Let's just say those parents, okay? Because I want to make sure everyone feels included. My parents are unable to have a physical birth through them. So the child or the spirit that wants to come to you goes, okay, so I'm going to go through this other person to get to my parents. But they're still your parents. The ones you chose are still your parents. You may come through a different vessel, but those are still your meant to be parents. It doesn't mean that your birth, quote unquote, parent doesn't mean something deep, profound connection, karmic bond. I'm not talking about them right now. You are still connected to them. I'm not taking that away. These birth parents have a profound service that they're doing to this soul and connection. Please don't take that negatively. I'm saying that the spirit chose the parents that are their parents. So if you are unable to bring through kids in one way, know that there is a soul that is choosing you to come through another. Do not leave out this idea of adoption. Okay. And if you have been adopted, there are ways that you chose your incredible parents that raised you for many different reasons. Does this serve you? Some of you may have questions about this. I may have not put this right, but I hope you guys feel what my guides have showed me over the years. Okay. So I wanted to put that out there. Okay. All right. So I actually took some notes. Okay, so a lot of women, I should have looked up statistics. Oh my God, sorry. I should have looked up stats. Let's just go with stats. You feel me? Of how many women every year, what percentage of women lose children, right? They lose a child before they come to term. Okay. You guys, it's a tremendous, tremendous number. And it's heartbreaking, and it's scary, and it's sad. We get so excited. Oh my gosh, like we're going to have this baby. And then you lose that child. And it's devastating. It's literally devastating. And it's scary. And it's something that you will know and have within you forever, that trauma of what happened. And sometimes that family then has another child after that experience. And the main question I get is that soul that I lost going to be reincarnated into my next child? And here's what I'm going to say and what I've seen, 50-50. So many times I see that soul did not come through during that pregnancy and is waiting for the next pregnancy. And here they come. It's the same one. And then many times it's not the next one. It could be the one after that, or that was their time to come to you. It didn't work out timing wise, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, whatever the reason. And they have moved on, and you will meet them again. They've moved on. Their soul is in another lesson. Their soul is doing something else. Their soul chose your sister to come through to, your brother, or a totally different family for different reasons. Okay? But it doesn't mean that there's a lost soul crying in spirit and that you did something terrible. Okay? Sometimes the physical body is your body is doing its work, saying this body, that this pregnancy is not safe, is not healthy. The timing isn't right. The body isn't right. You don't know. There is so many things going on in the universe that we don't always know about. And we can't always pinpoint. But you're not being punished. You're not bad. You didn't do something wrong. Don't let shame and our society just fuck with you and fuck with your head as a woman. You are not bad. You haven't done anything wrong. You're not being punished. You're not broken. You're not damaged. Don't even do that to yourself. You are a powerful spirit. You are engaging in all of this magic of the world. You're an incredible woman. And there was something in the timing or something in the physical vessel or, that did not work out at that time. That child will probably come back to you, will probably not. You know what I mean? It's all different. But they love you. They're not mad at you. They, look, the other thing I want to tell you, and this is big and something my guides are reminding me to tell you is, the soul only actually jumps into their body when they know that it's going to go through, that the pregnancy is going to happen. So a lot of the time, the soul waits. Is this going to be my time? Is this the mom? Is this my pregnancy? Is this, and waits and waits. And then if the answer is no, this is not the time, then it waits. Okay, I'm not going to come. It's not like the soul comes into the body, you're pregnant, and the soul's like, here I am. I'm right in here with the body the first month. And then you lose that child, and then it's like lost somewhere. Is this making sense? It doesn't happen. The spirit jumps in its body when the time is right. And in fact, I've met a lot of women that felt that moment. They were like, oh my gosh, when I was 4 months pregnant, I felt this wild like whoosh and flutter. And I'm like, that's the spirit coming in. That's when the spirit knew, okay, this is going to happen. There are many things happening. I could go on and on. I hope you are capturing these ideas and take them and apply them to your situation. I'm trying to give as many examples or situations as possible. So I hope this helps and makes sense. Okay. So let me explain this as well. As you guys know from listening to me and listening to other people and also listening to this very episode, we have a purpose here. Sometimes we have one purpose. Sometimes we have many, many purposes. We have a life's path, life goals. We reincarnate with, sometimes the same people over and over again. And sometimes we come to life with big, huge, epic lessons. And it's like, sometimes we just go like, I can't, this is too many lessons for my soul. I thought I could do it. I can't. And, we ask for things to slow down or whatever it may be. And sometimes what I see is highly, highly, highly evolved spirits say, I need to come back to the planet Earth one, maybe two more times. I've learned so many lessons. I'm highly evolved. But I need to come back to understand love or feel love. I need to come back to help this family evolve in higher ways. And I'm going to do that in a very short time. So a child comes in and maybe is a few months old and then unfortunately leaves and goes to spirit. A child comes in and is 4 years old and goes back to spirit. A child comes in and is, 9 and goes back to spirit. Why? Why? It is so fucking painful. Why? Why, God, why? Why would this happen, right? And there is no escape from the suffering of losing a child. There's no way out. It is one of the worst things that can ever happen to a soul here on earth is losing a child. That is the truth. So this podcast is in no way supposed to take that away or say that that's not real, but it is bringing some ideas that may help you on your life journey. Sometimes these highly evolved souls come to us for reasons that we may not fully understand. They come for a certain amount of time to bring two people together. They come for a certain amount of time to help that family evolve in the most powerful ways because they've seen grief and now they're using their grief to help others. And that was why the child came. There's all kinds of reasons why they come so quickly. They're highly evolved little spirits that come in, powerful spirits, but they come in to fulfill certain purposes. I don't know why. It's horrible. There are children that come here and they're sick and then they die. It's why, right? And there is never going to be a clear answer, you guys. Never. But you can tap into that understanding that they came for a reason. That reason was fulfilled and now they're going. Listen, there's so many ways. I saw a family, I think there was like 3 kids and a mom and dad that got in a car accident. 3 kids, mom and a dad, they got in a horrible car accident. Everyone was unscathed except for their youngest who died. Little boy. And he died and everyone else lived. And he came to basically die for the family so that the rest would be okay. They had certain missions that they had to achieve here. And the full brunt of the crash was on this little spirit who came here out of love for his family. Isn't that just so crazy? It's just, the mind, there are certain spiritual things that we won't ever possibly understand. We can't. Our mind doesn't quite process it in that way. There are things that my guides have told me that I'm like, I hear you, but there is no way for Erica to ever understand that spiritual concept, ever. So there is some kind of karmic energy happening with these young souls that come to us. Not karmic negative. Karma is always used as such a negative, bad karma. Karma's a bitch. Karma will get you. Karma don't lie. All of that. It's not negative karma. It's like, think of the infinity symbol. It's like this karmic connection. And sometimes these souls come in for certain reasons, certain understandings. They touch communities. They touch lives. Parents that lose a child and then start a charity that helps millions of children. I don't know. There's so many reasons. And sometimes horrible, horrible things happen. And I'm so sorry. I am so, so sorry. Know that a lot of times when I connect with these souls that have come for a short time, they are highly evolved light beings. I see them many times as adults. They show me themselves as a child. So I read for someone last week that lost a 4-year-old. I saw them as a child. And then as soon as they start talking, they went to this like lovely young man. He was beautiful and really started talking about his path and his purpose and just everything and the messages and the signs that he's been sending his family. And it's a lot. And there's a lot here. And I could talk for, 3 podcasts on each of these things. But for the purposes of this podcast was supposed to bring you a few things that could bring you some peace or healing or even just some ideas, that may serve you. I know there's going to be a lot of questions after this one, you guys. You're welcome to DM me. I'm not going to be answering specific questions via DM, like what was my son's purpose who crossed over. I have to do that in readings. People are desperate for me to read for them, for free over email or, send me a long DM and for me to give them a quick reading over DM. I can't do that. I can serve you when I go and prepare and go into spirit with your permission, with my guides, connecting with your guides, your higher spirit, and obtain the powerful messages that will actually serve you. But if you have questions about something I said or some other component of this, please DM me. Again, I know I didn't cover everything. I know I didn't answer every question. But here are some things that I know that we are collectively ready to connect with. I hope it served you. It's my deepest, deepest prayer. I love you so much. And, it's interesting. And I don't know if I've told you this on the podcast before, but, I'll sit down as Erica to read for people. And they may be someone that I, as Erica, would not gel with or jive with or connect with or, agree with. And then once I open to connect with them through spirit, I love them. I literally fall in love with people that I read for because what I'm mediating and channeling is love from spirit. And I can feel them and I can see them and I love them. And I love you too. I really do. And this was a really challenging podcast for me. I felt like I was about to float away. So I had to pause and put my feet on the ground a lot. But hopefully my producer will edit out those times. But no, I love you. No, spirit loves you. God loves you. Your incredible family and those you lost in spirit love you. And so do I. God bless you guys. And DM me and share this podcast, please, if you think it will serve someone else. I will see you next week. God bless and take care.